Some Pharisees approached Jesus and asked, "Is it against the law for a man to divorce his wife?" They were testing him. He answered them, "What did Moses command you?" "Moses allowed us," they said, "to draw up a writ of dismissal and so to divorce." Then Jesus said to them, "It was because you were so unteachable that he wrote this commandment for you. But from the beginning of creation, God made them male and female. This is why a man must leave father and mother, and the two become one body. They are no longer two, therefore, but one body. So then, what God has united, we must not divide." Back in the house, the disciples questioned him again about this, and he said to them, "The man who divorces his wife and marries another is guilty of adultery against her. And if a woman divorces her husband and marries another, she is guilty of adultery too." People were bringing little children to him for him to touch them. The disciples turned them away. But Jesus saw this and was indignant and said to them, "Let the little children come to me. Do not stop them, for it is such as these that the kingdom of heaven belongs. I tell you solemnly, anyone who does not welcome the kingdom of God like a child will never enter it." Then he put his arms around them, laid his hands on them, and gave them his blessing. What a wonderful image Jesus finishes with. He put his arms around them and gave them his blessing. And isn't this what we all want for our children? Myself, I do not have children. I'm a vowed religious. But I love children. I love it on Sundays in the parish when so many children turn up with their parents. I love watching them go together out to the children's liturgy and come back really happy to show their parents what they've been doing. I enjoy it when at the end of Mass they enjoy themselves so much, dancing in front of the altar to the rhythm of the last hymn, and the whole parish is smiling. Over recent years in the Catholic Church, and especially overseas, there's been a lot of conversation and accusations and revelations about terrible sexual abuse of children. This is not all right. Children need to be held in highest respect and treasured. They need to be given firm boundaries, and they need good explanations of what's okay and what's not okay. But they never should be abused. We as a church have a lot of restitution to make up. And perhaps in our own daily lives, we can do this by caring for the children within our orbit. That might even mean the children we meet in the supermarket who are fractious and their parents are trying to do the shopping. Could we smile at them or give them a wink? Or maybe say to the mum, "It's okay, you know," when she's having difficulty. The section before the bit about Jesus and the children was about marriage. Marriage is a very precious institution. Our bishops have just, not so long ago, written a letter about it, and you can find that on the Catholic website for New Zealand. Marriage is very important to us. It provides stability for families and for children. Marriages in the Catholic Church need to be fully valid to be sacramental. Sometimes people get married with restrictions and for the wrong reasons. These are not valid marriages. Sometimes people realise this and exit the marriage and later remarry. We have more pastoral work to do around this. These people want to be a full part of the church, and yet at the moment they are not able to be. Our bishops have argued the case for them, so far without a positive response. They will continue to do this. Again, how can we support those around us who are married? Could we perhaps do a babysitter evening so they could go out and have some time on their own to look at their own relationship? I don't mean examining it in depth. I mean maybe going to the movies and having a cup of coffee afterwards. All these little things just take the pressure off them as parents. And what about those couples who don't have children? How can we support them? Do we ever invite them into our homes just to relax and be? Do we ever point them to a wonderful retreat that might be going on that they might enjoy together? Let's be creative in our thinking and our ways of approaching marriage, and also of being with those who are married and with children. May your week go well.